What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared?
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
Hello! Then welcome to Cheers.
Welcome to Cheers, the show.
And episode 30 for the 40.
I took a grown-up shot, and Kim took a baby shot because she has to tell a story, and I just have to listen.
Gotta be on top of my game, you guys.
Yeah. Woo!
This is no joke.
That was intense. Whiskey shots at 3 in the afternoon is a very different experience. Ooh, mama.
Why? You didn't have to out us, Ketryn. They don't know when we're recording.
It's night time. A totally appropriate time.
It's 3 a.m. This is Kim and Ket Stay Alive. Maybe. We are a horror movie comedy podcast.
With a twist. Where we play a game. Where we try to stay alive. And also give you all the spoilers.
Yes.
100% spoilers. So go watch the movie, do your homework, then come listen to us.
Welcome
to
the podcast that we host. Boo. We're both leaving.
What other H word did you think I was going to say other than host?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I heard you be like, house.
No, I can't see your mouth move because of the screen.
Because of the screen.
So yeah. I'm just working off
intuition,
sound and earballs and intuition.
And our mind meld.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actual mind melds.
Kim and I do we think very differently as people. Like in general, we are very different people.
Right.
But there are certain things where I'm just like, how? There is no other way that you could have known that unless we had been inside each other's gray matter, sifting around.
We are the same brain a lot. What's
really
that
weird.
game that we're really good at? Celebrity.
Oh my God.
If we're on the
so
same team of Celebrity.
People think people basically
get mad.
Yeah, people basically treat it as us cheating.
And we're like, no, we just have like a way of talking without using full words or sentences. And so really quickly we know what we're saying to each other.
Nobody else knows what we're talking about. Oh my God, we should fucking hustle a game of Celebrity.
Yeah.
Where we go somewhere and we're like, what is this game we've never played before?
New career.
Yeah. And then we fucking hustle a bitch.
Celebrity hustlers.
Oh my God. Now I really want to play Celebrity. You know what I should do? When you get back from Bali, which you are right now.
Ooh,
you are currently
am I
in
back
Bali.
now? When does this come out?
You might be back now,
I think I am too.
I am going to play in a little celebrity party where the purpose of the party is people come over here and we play Celebrity.
The purpose of the party is people who are, I love that.
Yeah. The only times I've ever played, it's sort of come up, on a whim, or it's been with people that I'm not super close to and I'm playing, but it's not, it's at a work party or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's have a
fucking do it.
Let's have a celebrity party. What's going on?
Sorry, I'm pausing because now I really want to know what day this is.
Oh,
so mine just came out. So then you do one and then I do one and then the one you just did. So we're April 3rd.
April 3rd. Okay.
Which makes sense for the movie I'm doing.
Right. Oh, right. We probably should have been. So you're back from Bali now.
I'm back, bitch.
Woo!
But I leave tomorrow for Philly.
What?
Yeah.
Kim?
I'm going home for the twinsies' birthday.
How long are you gone?
Just the weekend.
Okay. Jeez, Kim.
My nieces turned 4, you guys.
Oh
They're
my God.
Twins.
Your nieces
They're
are
fucking cute as balls.
too fucking cute. The shit that your sister-in-law posts, I'm like, they're such delightful little
Bunnies.
mischief monsters.
I love them.
Just little pixie mischief monsters. I love them. They're so cute. She should bring them out here.
I know. I'm sure they will at some point. It just requires
so much
taking 2 toddlers on a plane, which
right.
Getting plane tickets across the country and then having them both ride on a plane with them across the country.
Yeah.
I think they're going to wait till they're a little older is how she feels about it.
Yeah.
Last I heard.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I
I'm
feel
with
like
you, girl.
5 is a good time.
Well, they're
5's
coming up
good.
on that.
I'll Facebook her. I'll be like, when you coming, bitch?
We let her know.
Okay.
I'm gonna get rich and then fucking buy them some tickets out.
Oh my God, I'm getting rich too. That'll be
Sweet.
so fun.
We'll do it together.
I love it. What is on your phone?
Because I got a thing.
Oh, okay. What's your thing?
Here's my thing.
Okay.
Look, we're gonna give you guys a little secret into our lives that we're recording this episode the same day as the last episode. Because Bali.
That's how we record.
And that's how we record, actually. Yeah. So again, we don't have any new reviews.
No.
So I thought, since people probably cried last week about not having a song.
And guys, this is a secret to me too.
Really
I also don't know where this is going. They were
so sad.
I got so many messages.
There was no song
from you about there not being any song.
We Is this a sign?
I got so many messages from Kim.
Is this how people are telling me that they don't want me to sing anymore?
Oh, shit.
Is this the moment?
So what are you going to sing?
Figuring it out. I thought we could sing to our patrons.
Yes! I want to sing to our patrons.
So I think we've had like 1 full month of Patreon and that's it. So we're brand new. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 delightful, wonderful human beings.
Yay!
That are our patrons.
You guys. And we had people signing up like the fucking day that it came. Like, I'm very humbled.
People are the best.
Yeah. So read off our patrons.
Andrew.
Brad.
Isaac. 2 Ps. / Gerald. Hey, congrats on your baby, Gerald.
Yay! You're a dad again.
Brett. Melody. Cody.
I love it. So are we going to sing all of those fucking names?
We're just going to sing them out, Louise.
All right, Mama June. No, Baby June, whatever the fuck. How are we going to do this? You're the conductor.
Okay.
Burns. Already can't list. That's like the 7 Dwarfs.
Well, I'll be the name singer and you just give me a beat.
Oh, okay. The one beat I know.
Some background. Not that beat.
Not
just
that
like
beat.
some background
You're sick
music.
of that beat. Okay. Some background music. Oh, God.
Whatever. Okay. Just think Patreon. What inspires Patreon?
Why can I only think of the Game of Thrones song?
We already did that
We
one.
already
This
did.
is getting difficult now.
I'm just going to free play.
Free
Just
play.
Free play.
Just fucking free play. Drink your shot, Ketryn, and free play.
I'm going to fucking take a chug of my beer.
Tell me it's fucking 3 p.m. We're drinking.
Hello.
Just fucking sing a song. Andrew. Brad. Isaac. 2 Ps. Gerald. Brett. Melody. Cody. You guys are the fucking best. We fucking love you so much. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Fucking love you. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
It was kind of like bad jazz mixed with drunk hair metal ballads.
Great jazz mixed with professional hair metal. I agree.
Yep. That's what I said. You guys, seriously, thank you so much. And we are going to come correct with the content. Okay. Like, we are excited to send you some games, send you some videos.
We got one coming at you.
We got one coming at you tonight. Yeah. Thank you. You're much appreciated.
Maybe not tonight that you're listening.
Yeah.
Tonight, that's tonight.
Tonight, that's tonight for us, not tonight. That's tonight for future Kim and Ket.
Fuck Bali, man. This is really,
Guys, we don't live in the normal construct of time. We can't be confined to your rules of linear time. Okay? We just live the way we live.
yes.
Yeah. We're
So-
all one.
We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to give you so many things.
Yeah. Okay,
fuck.
so
God damn this pen.
Kim, what's wrong with your pen?
Keeps falling apart. Anyway, ready?
Yeah. What are we doing?
I did
What's
a
this?
movie.
What movie did you do, bitch?
Since it's April 3rd. I did April Fool's Day.
April Fools! April Fools. It's not coming out on the 1st. It's coming out on the 3rd.
Full job.
Full job.
Okay.
Great.
This is April Fool's Day from 1986.
Cool.
Lauren Ketryn Porter Martin.
Yes,
You have the opportunity to get 32 points.
Wowzers.
We're going to start with Dead or Alive.
Okay.
And it's a doozy, so get ready.
Sheesh. Meaning there's a lot of people?
Yep.
Shit. Okay. I'm not going to think. I'm just going to say it.
Hold on. I'm just going to write down what you say. Okay.
Okay.
Nikki.
Dead.
Kit.
Alive.
Arch/Biff.
Alive.
Skip.
Dead. No, alive. That's my dad's name. No, that's my dad's name. Please let me keep him alive.
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 Final answer.
Yeah, final answer.
Nan.
Dead.
Rob.
Dead.
Hal.
Alive.
Captain.
Alive.
First mate.
Dead.
Constable Porter, who I think I kept calling Constable Porter because that's your name. When in reality, I think he's Constable Potter, which I realize is also
It's
good
also
to you
appropriate.
too.
I'm keeping that bitch alive.
Either way,
I love it.
It brings joy to your life.
Yeah.
And finally, Muffy St. John.
Muffy. Alive.
Okay.
Muffy St. John. My. All right.
So we start on a black screen and we hear the voiceover of a guy saying, okay, go, go, go. And a woman going, okay. And then the cam turns on and it's kind of like we're seeing through a video recorder, like an 80s video recorder on
Did
a
they have
woman.
video recorders in 1986? I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And, you know, it was old school.
Yeah.
And she's like, hi, my name is Mary O'Reilly O'Shea. My friend Muffy, like they're on kind of like a boat deck sort of thing, or like a marina. And she's like, my friend Muffy lives over there on that island, and we're going there for spring break.
Shit.
And it almost like
I want to be
feels
friends
like,
with these bitches.
but it almost feels like the beginning of like a porn a little bit. The way it's like just on her and like a guy behind the camera like asking her questions.
Yeah.
Because then he's like, oh, tell me something about yourself.
Oh.
And she's like, well, I want to work with handicapped children. My parents are my best friends. I start convent school next semester.
Jesus Christ.
And I fuck on the first date.
Yes, bitch.
April Fools.
Oh, wait. Which is she fooling?
The
that she's
convent
going to
shit.
the convent.
Yeah,
Okay.
all that.
All right. I like this bitch.
Yeah.
I'm into it. What's her name?
That's Nikki.
Nikki O'Reilly O'Hannigan O'Finnegan O'Shea.
Her name's Nikki. She was like, my name's Mary O'Reilly O'Shea.
Oh,
like she
okay.
was just fucking around. I think that goes back to another point from Leprechaun for me when I chose the name Mary as an Irish name.
Oh.
Mind you, she didn't go with Bridget.
Right. But Mary
Because
is
it's
also
not the number one Irish
But
name.
Mary is also like a fucking English name. It's also a
O'Reilly O'Shea is Irish as fuck.
O'Reilly O'Shea is an Irish name, but I didn't ask what is her last name. I asked what is her first name.
Yeah, but she picked Mary to go with it. Clearly Irish.
Irish is everything.
She didn't pick Bridget O'Reilly O'Shea because it's not the number one Irish name and no one thinks it is.
We're doing a poll.
We will do a poll.
All right.
I will get that point back, you bitch.
I will give Kim the point back if she wins the poll.
Then the camera moves to another chick and she's like, pass. And then it goes to like two dudes and they're all kind of like college age kids.
Yeah.
And they kind of like are making jokes about how they fuck on the first date too.
Sure.
And they're like, we just went on our first date together, didn't we? Like, you know, just being kids. Cut to
PSA, you can fuck on any date you want if it's consensual. It does not say anything about you. Do what you want.
Hells yeah.
Fuck on the first date. Fuck on the last.
Doesn't
whatever.
even have to be a date.
Doesn't
do what
even
you
have
want.
to be do what you want. Fuck whatever. Who cares?
As long as
Continue.
it's consensual.
Yep.
And cut to a mannequin kind of being like pulled across the floor. And we kind of like zoom out and we see it's a basement. And
So we're not on the boat anymore. Now we're in a basement.
no, we were never on a boat. We were on a deck. Like a marina.
Okay. Got it.
You know, it immediately cuts to a mannequin.
Okay.
And we're like, bleh. A woman comes down the steps and she's like, do you need help? And then this girl who's like moving the mannequin and like moving shit around basically is like, no, just like last minute straightening up. And the lady's like, do you want me to stay? She's like, no one will be around to help until the ferry arrives again on Monday. And the girl's just like, no, I'm fine. She's like, I want to do this on my own. And the lady's like, okay, we'll have a nice party, and like leaves. And then the girl goes and opens, it's one of those windows in the basement where it like lifts up from the bottom, kind of like it's the top of the basement ceiling.
Yes.
But it's like the ground level.
Surface of the earth. Yes.
Surface of the earth. So she lifts open the window and like puts a little stick inside it. So it's like open.
Got it.
And then she's walking by a shelf and sees an old Jack in the Box. And she picks it up and it's like old and dingy and shit. And she picks it up and then it like flashes back to a birthday party of like kids. And then it says April Fool's Day across like the thing. And it's like cutting between like her as a kid, like receiving this gift basically and like turning it and her turning it now in current day. And she's like slowly turning, the kid slowly turning, opening as a kid. Bam! A monster like pops out of it. And then we hear like everyone laughing. Oh. And so like, but it was like unclear as to like, did that really happen? Like, I don't know. We just like hear laughs, but we don't see anything. And before it opened in real time, she puts it back on the shelf.
Okay. So maybe the monster popped out in the past.
Maybe, yeah. Because it was like it was like she was a kid and it was like adults around, but it would have been a mean trick for like a 10-year-old, but maybe.
Well, people were kind of mean back in 1976.
And we see that like her birthday is probably like April Fool's Day,
right,
you know, so maybe that's like always what she's gotten.
As Karen and Georgia say on My Favorite Murder, there was very little parenting happening
in the 70s.
In the 70s and 80s.
So now we cut back to the college kids. Turns out they're waiting for a ferry to come.
Okay.
And some new chick shows up and she like drives up and like gets out like tons of bags and suitcases and stuff. And they're like, hey, what's up, girl? Because she's like, oh, is this the ferry towards blah, blah, blah house? And they're like, yeah, that's where we're going. And they're like, got enough bags kind of. And she's just like, oh, I've got finals, tons of work happening, you know. So she's kind of like that girl that needs to like bring her books with her and stuff like on vacation. But I'm going to try to like give you, not me.
Not me.
I just got straight A's without it. Yeah.
I also didn't. I did not.
I'm going to try to tell you who everyone is.
Okay.
And see if it sticks.
Okay.
So
I do better with visuals. So if you can give me like one visual characteristic about each of them, that'll help.
Well, I'm going to describe who they are.
Okay.
And then you can tell me what will sound good.
Okay.
So Nikki is Mary O'Shiley O'Ray who fucks on a first date.
Fucks on a first date. Got it.
Kit is the girl who passed.
Okay. Kit sounds like Ket, sometimes in a bad mood, and I pass.
Okay. Arch is Biff from Back to the Future.
Oh, okay.
So we'll call him Biff for sure. But sweet. He's like just a nice, like normal guy.
So Biff, but sweet. Got it. Okay.
And then Chaz is the guy holding the camera.
Oof.
And he's very 80s. Like he's wearing
well, his name is fucking Chaz.
He has like kind of like spiky hair and like sunglasses, and he's like the camera guy, and he has like one of those big blazers on.
No, I can literally see him.
And just very 80s. So like immediately Arch or Biff and Chaz go up and start flirting with like the new girl, because clearly like those four are like friends already. And then there's like another guy. Straight A's. Got it. There's another guy with them, but like I'll tell you about him later, because he hasn't really been like, he was like, there was like, I just didn't know who he was yet.
Okay.
So yeah, they're like, hey, straight A's, what's up? And she's like, my name is Nan Youngblood. She's like, I met Muffy this semester in drama society.
Oh.
And she's like, I love to sew, but Muffy is so talented, isn't she?
Uh-huh.
And Kit is just like, yeah, and like kind of walks away and rolls her eyes a little bit. So now the ferry comes. Everyone's getting on the ferry, and Kit's like, no, wait, we're waiting for one more. Like trying to tell like the ferry driver, like, you know, she's like, this is the only way over.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, this is the last one for the weekend. He's like, and I don't do overtime.
Sorry,
so
yeah.
this is it, basically. And she's like, but if he doesn't get on now, then like he won't be able to get over. Like basically it's like very clear that this is the last ferry over. There will not be another ferry to get back and or over again until Monday.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we hear honk honk, and this car is like speeding up, and two guys get out. One runs up and like hugs Kit and like starts walking out with her, and then the other is like, wait up, and he runs on too. So now the new guys are Rob Ferris, who's Kit's boyfriend, and he's like very cute, and it's like they're like a cute all-American couple, I would say. The second guy,
so far I like Rob and Kit the best.
Rob and Kit are cute, and the second guy is immediately like, hey, I'm Harvey Hal Edison Jr. My friends call me Hal. My parents name me Harvey. And he's like, wow, what a pretty spot here. And he's kind of like, but he has like a almost slight Southern, like, what's House of Cards accent a little bit?
Like Savannah, Georgia.
A little bit, yeah, where it's not like, it's like that. It's like that.
Yeah.
Draw, but like he's like a fast talker and a mover kind of, mover shaker kind of thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And Chaz is just like, you're friends with Muffy St. John? and Hal's like, sure am. We sit next together in econ. Something like that.
You're a lot, sir.
And he's asking the whole group, so are you guys all friends? And Nikki's kind of like the cool girl, like clearly, like, and she's just like, yeah, except for Skip and Straight A's. And so we just met them. And so Skip is Muffy's cousin. So
Skip
he
is
was one
Muffy's
of the ones
cousin.
like in the first two guys that were joking, but I didn't understand who he was before. So he's Muffy's cousin, and he's like, yeah, distant. And he's like, otherwise I never would have been invited because old money never mixes family with friends.
Oh.
So clearly Muffy has like a lot of, I mean, her name is Muffy St. John.
Her name is Muffy.
She has a lot of money. A lot of money.
A lot of Muffy.
So, and Skip is kind of like, I wish the first word I want to say is like rebel almost, but he's not like leather jacket rebel.
So
he's
the opposite
like,
of my dad.
Yeah, no, he's not your dad.
No.
No.
Okay.
No. Like he's probably the black sheep of the family.
Gotcha.
Sort of thing.
Okay.
So they're all on the ferry now, heading across the whatever the fuck we are. And so Skip like pulls out a switchblade and he's like, hey, Biff, you up for a game of stretch? And I'm like, what the fuck?
Stretch? What?
He literally like whips out a switchblade and he's like,
what?
And then I wasn't sure if this would be a thing or not because I could just not tell you. It doesn't really matter. But like Chaz kept doing this thing where because he's the camera guy. Chaz is the camera guy. So he's always like filming people and then being like, your fly's down. And it's like a joke kind of thing where he's just like, it's just like 80s joking. And then like, I don't know, he does it to one guy and then he like goes up and kisses him on the cheek. Like they're all just like having a good time and like ready to like fucking party and shit.
Wait,
and
also, wait, XYZ, why is that a thing that kids said about flies? But now I can't complete the joke.
XYZ.
X yours. Examine your zipper.
Examine your zipper.
That's what it was. All right.
Oh,
Got
okay.
it. That was going to drive me nuts.
And he was like saying it to people, but then he actually gets to Rob and he's like, your fly's actually down. And so like, cause like Rob's also like the boyfriend, like clearly like Kit's in the group, you know what I mean? So then he's kind of like, whatever. It was like cute and funny. And I wasn't sure if that would become a thing at all because he like kept doing it over and over again. I don't think it happens again. So now the boys are playing. So Biff and Skip are playing stretch, which appears to be Twister with a switchblade.
Nope. I'd rather not. What?
Which, again, I guess we could look this up post-mortem it for our wonderful Patreons.
Yeah.
Patrons.
Patreon. Patrons on Patreon. Yeah.
And it appeared that they would just throw the blade into like the wood and then have to like reach for it. Is what the sense I was getting.
What
like stretch.
Oh, okay.
So if they're like standing in one spot, then they have to kind of like stretch towards it, and then maybe I don't know how the game moves on, but that's all I sensed was happening.
All right, we gotta figure this out and then play it. Great.
So first date Nikki, Mary O'Reilly O'Shea owed Nikki.
Sure. First fuck Nikki. Got it.
First fuck. So I got Mary O'Reilly O'Shea.
I love
Nikki.
Nikki.
First, she starts. She like starts like sunbathing. She kind of goes out by herself and like lays out, and then Hal comes over to her and is at the Southern Hal is like, and he just starts talking on and on and on. And then he's like, gosh, is Muffy even her real name? And she's like, they're just saying, and she's like, Muffster, Muffaroony. I don't know. I'm thinking, she didn't say that one, but she said things like that. Then Chaz comes up and kind of starts talking to Nan. Old straight A Nan, and she's studying or reading a book or something, you know, and he's like, what are you reading? And I think it was like Dante's Inferno or something.
Whoa.
And he's like, oh yeah, I'm working on something too. Like I'm reading this book for this thing I'm doing. And she's like, what is it? And he's like, it's the history of porn. But he like really had this whole thing that he was like doing with it, you know, and she's like, okay.
It's actually probably pretty interesting, the history of porn.
Bet it's super interesting.
Yeah. Do you know they found like cave drawings of like people fucking?
Is that the beginning of porn?
I mean, isn't that kind of the
like
beginning
pictures?
of everything? Yeah. I mean, I would say that's the beginning of, like, how else would they be? They had to have something to jerk off to.
Yeah.
So they got to fucking carve some shit into
I mean, I was just thinking that it just makes sense because it seems like they cave drew just like what happened in life.
Right.
And like they fucked each other.
Right. Yeah.
So they were just drawing like, oh, we do this. This is one of the things we do.
But it's also like a visual representation of what we do as opposed to just doing it. So it would be, I feel like that would be technically categorized as porn. Kim's not on board. Kim's not titillated by the cave
I don't feel
porn.
like that's why they were doing it. I mean, the cave people I know.
I know. I'm like, why is Kim suddenly an expert on cave people? I was not aware that she had a master's in cave people.
But I just felt like they were like, it felt more like they were notating things that were happening in life.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
They weren't like doing it to jerk off.
Well, Kim, you really are speaking from a
but I
place
feel like
of authority.
I just feel in my bones it feels that
This will also be something I will investigate further. The origin of porn.
Great. That's for
and
you to
what
look
did
at.
cave people jerk off to?
Because I went down some loopholes for this postmortem that we're about to do too. So
Some loopholes?
no, that's not
Some rabbit holes.
rabbit holes, wormholes.
Yeah. Some loopholes.
There were no loopholes.
No,
I
there
just
were
went
not.
down holes. Anyway,
All right. So
cut to. There's a lot of like character, like you really get to see who like each character is. So a lot of what I talk about is going to be those things. So then we go to like Rob and Kit, your favorite couple.
so cute.
And she clearly goes to a private school and he goes to like a state college and they are maybe slightly arguing or something. Cut to Biff and Skip who are playing Stretch Twister. They kind of start fighting a little bit. And Biff is like, I don't want to play anymore. Skip then like just tosses the knife like at Biff and he like catches it. And Skip's like, what are you, scared?
Maybe.
And Biff is like, which I think is funny because I know that Back to the Future came out this same year, I believe, or the year before. So like,
Did it really?
yeah.
Oh.
So isn't that like the thing? Well, it was more like, what's his face's part? It was like being scared, being called chicken was like the thing that made him be like,
I'm going to do it.
but it was, Michael J. Fox. What's his name?
Michael J. Fox.
But in the movie.
Marty
Marty.
Hey.
So I just thought it was funny that he was like, so he literally like tosses the knife out of him. Biff catches it and he's like, what are you, scared? And he's just like, give it a rest, man. And he like throws the knife back and it stabs into Skip's stomach.
Oh no.
And Skip falls off the ferry.
Oh no.
And then everyone's like, what the fuck? And like, and Biff is like, I'll go. And like other guys, like two of the other guys like jump in after him.
Skip.
They're like, so it's like Rob and I don't know who else are like diving around like inside the water and then like going up and down, like can't find him. And then Skip like pops up somewhere else and he's like, hey, what are you guys looking for? And he like holds up a knife with like a belt connected to it. And Skip and Biff are both just like, got him.
You fucking asshole.
And they're like, ha ha ha. They're like April Fools.
Oh my God.
So
I'm annoyed.
yeah,
I don't think I like pranks.
I could see that about you.
Oh, really? Because I'm not entirely
You're very
sure
sensitive.
why. I am.
I think pranks hurt your feelings probably.
Well, and even when my feelings become unhurt, I still don't like the part where they were hurt. It's kind of like watching animal movies where people are always like, but what if it has a happy ending? And I'm like, no, it only has a happy ending because at some point they were like in distress. And I
don't think it's like that, but the fact that you would even relate it to that is why you're not good at pranks.
Yeah, I'm not good at pranks. Yeah. But I like really I like really chill pranks. Like I like the prank that you played on me where you like wrote that scary note where you were aliened. That was funny. That was a funny prank. I like it.
It wasn't mean.
Yeah.
That was such a good prank.
I don't like mean
I was so excited. Guys, I wrote that note the day that we recorded the honeymoon episode. I wrote a note.
Which was like 30 years ago at this point.
My name is Kim. My best friend is Ketryn. My name is Kim. My best friend is Ketryn. And then I put it upside down, just a piece of paper on the little stool next to like where I record where all my 47 drinks go. And I left it there. And I actually like came back a couple days later because we had like gone out and it was like still there. She hadn't seen it yet. And it wasn't until like 2 days after that I get a text of Ketryn being like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking? I don't know what that is. And she's like, you're a liar and an alien.
It was actually perfect that I found it so much later because like, it was out of my mind.
It like came out of nowhere.
Out of my fucking
It was like
mind.
a random moment of being like, the fuck? No, it made me happier that like it took so long.
It was so good.
Like, yeah.
It was so good.
Oh,
Okay,
so much fun
back to
alien
pranks
you.
that aren't
Make
nice.
you think I was aliened. So anyway,
I would still be friends with you if you were an alien.
thank you.
We would get through it.
That's kind.
We would go to therapy together so I could learn more about your alien ways and be more understanding.
Oh, that's nice.
You're welcome.
You're my best friend.
You're my best friend. Okay, go.
So the people who would jump in were Rob and the first mate of the boat
Okay.
to jump in to try to save Skip or find Skip. So Rob gets back up and he's like soaking wet, so kind of annoyed. The first mate, they're like getting close to basically where they need to dock now. So the first mate is like, oh, I'll just stay here. And he's like, I'll just rope it up from here. So he like grabs a little rope thing that they have to like hook onto the dock. And he like grabs that and like swims over to the dock. And he's like trying to throw it up and like loop it around the thing. And then like ever so slowly, the boat is just getting closer and closer and closer. And then the captain notices, but it's too close. And we're like, ah, and the boat just like slow crashes into his head and the fucking pole of the dock.
His head?
Yes. Like, and then they like see him and like half his face is red and it looks like his eyeballs like popped out. And they're like, fuck. So the captain goes overboard.
What?
And
did somebody just die?
well, he's like still it's like we're not sure if he's he doesn't look good.
What the
But
fuck
the
did you just
captain
tell me?
immediately needs to be like, fuck, 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 fuck. So they're at this dock area and there happens to be like a cop and a speedboat like nearby. So he like speeds over because everyone's like, ah, ah. So the cop comes over and is like, what's going on? And he's like, okay. They like see what happens and he's like, take my boat and take him across back to the mainland like immediately.
Right.
So the captain and the first mate get on the little speedboat and like fly the fuck off.
Oh my God.
So now everyone gets onto the dock and Muffy shows up now, like in her like minivan. And she's like, what happened? And she clearly like knows the cop. Like it's like now they're on to like this tiny little island kind of thing where whatever, this ferry is the only way in and out. You know, and the cop is just like, the cop, I guess, is Constable Porter Potter.
Yep. Got it. You know, one of my nicknames was Lauren Porter Potty.
Oh, well, get ready, girl. So he's like, is your dad around? And she says, no. And he says, I need your boat to get back to shore. So now, because the cop gave his boat to the captain and the first mate, now the captain is going to take Muffy's boat.
Okay.
Because they have like one also like speedboat kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And Muffy's like, okay, well, we keep all the keys on a board in the kitchen, but I think there's an extra one under the cushion of the boat. And the cop is like, okay, great. I'll take this and go. All of you stay put. So now the kids are driving to the house and they're in two separate cars. And the one that Skip is in, he's like not feeling hot. Because, I mean, he's like, I murdered that guy.
Right.
And they're just like, Skip, it's not your fault. Like, it's okay.
I'm kind of not understanding like why it was Skip's. I think I'm misunderstanding how this happened. Because
Skip played the practical joke.
Okay. So he's
which caused the first mate to be in the water.
In the water.
Caused the first mate to get hit by the, you know.
Okay.
Like he wouldn't have been in the water in the first place if Skip didn't play that joke.
Gotcha. Okay.
Basically.
I'm with you.
And he's just like disappointed. He's like, sure, yeah, whatever. He's like, Muffy, like nothing bad ever happens to her.
Foreshadowing.
So they get to the house, and Muffy's like, next month when I turn 21, this house is my first stage of inheritance.
What? Me too. Kim, what was your first stage of inheritance?
My first stage of inheritance. What was it?
Mine was the Fabergé egg that had been handed down for centuries. That was only the first stage.
So Muffy says they used to spend summers there before her mother died. So there's a dining table, like a dining room with a dining table all set up with like decorated with like name cards, and there's like little Barbie dolls on each plate that like represents each one of them.
How cute.
So now the girls are in the kitchen, and there was this one shot that I didn't write down, but I kind of remember because it was funny, where it was like, again, Chaz is like filming or something as they're in the dining room, and he's like, before the end of the night, someone's wang will be out. And he like again does on someone's like crotch, and then it cuts immediately to a hot dog like slow being pushed out of a package.
Oh my god, that is, I have definitely had 2 shots of whiskeys and 2 beers because that was way funnier than
Yeah, you did love it. You loved it, and it made me happy that I told it then. Yeah, I like it.
I was into it.
It's just fun 80s fun.
This is reminding me of like compound parties where it's like all of us in like
just fun and ridiculous.
A too big house. Mm-hmm. Those were good days.
So that hot dog is because the girls are in the kitchen cooking, or it's Muffy, Mario Ray O'Shea.
Yeah, I got it. Just so you know, Kit. I'm gonna have Eric make a clip of just you saying that name, Eric. You are going to hear me saying this while I'm editing it. Please go back about 15 seconds.
That specific one, or every time I try to say it now from now on?
That specific one. If you could just go back a little bit, cut that out. That was great. Okay.
So it's just the 3 of them, and they're clearly like probably the closest of the friends. Mm-hmm. And Kit was the 3rd.
Yeah.
So they're cooking like hot dogs and beans, basically.
What's with 80s movies where they're just like all eating hot dogs at parties? Because in Bloody Valentine, they were just like, it's a party, let's make a boiling pot of hot dogs.
Yeah, maybe that was a thing.
It's a thing. Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I guess they just didn't know how to cook, so they're just like,
here's hot dogs
and beans.
Yeah.
On this fancy dining table.
Yeah, it's weird.
And Mary O'Reilly or Nikki is reading a magazine that's probably like Cosmo or something like that, and it has sex quizzes on it, and so she's asking them the questions and things like that. Which,
oh my god, I loved doing that.
I wrote down if you want to play,
yes,
but I'm nervous. I don't want to say. We can cut them if
we'll cut them if they're too embarrassing. But I really want to play.
Okay, I knew you'd want to, so I went back and wrote them down. What was your first time like? A, painful and degrading. B, not so hot, but I really cared about him. C, ready to try again. D, wildly exciting, I had an orgasm.
Oh my god, it's not B and it's not the last one. It's somewhere between the first and the third.
A and C.
It's somewhere between A and C.
Yeah, they mixed them too. They were like a little bit of B and some A.
Little.
I think they all said they were like A and B, A and D.
Yeah, like, mine was definitely A and C.
I'm gonna say mine was A.
Yeah. It was not great. It only went up from there.
For sure. The one thing I haven't tried yet, but am intensely curious about. That's how Nikki talks also. She's very like,
Also, this will be one where I'll be calling my actual Skip dad and saying, please don't listen to this one. Okay.
A, oral sex. B, anal entry. C, S&M. D, group sex. E, lesbian sex. F, all of the above.
I can see why you didn't want to ask this. The question was actually, what am I excited to try?
Yeah.
There isn't an appropriate answer on there for me for that.
I know.
I'll just leave it at that. Moving right along.
We could just skip that one. So anyway, Chaz and Biff are outside, and Chaz is filming Biff, and he's kind of making a joke, being like, hello, my name is Mary O'Reilly O'Toole O'Shea. And he's like, I'm on a mission to bed as many women as possible.
Sure.
And he's like,
me too.
Obviously, Nan's out. Because she's lame. I think he just means that she like wouldn't be into it.
Wouldn't be into it. Okay.
Then we cut to, so it's a lot of that kind of like, what are all these characters doing? Then Hal is walking around exploring the house. He's looking in the library / office, which I then later is called a study. Correct term.
The money calls it the study.
He opens up a cigar box, takes a cigar.
Whoa.
Reaches back in, takes 3 more. Now it's twilight, and Skip is out on the porch, pretty melancholy. He's with Nan, and he's talking about like father stuff and inheritance things and like just bummer things.
Those are bummer things.
And, you know, I think he's not in with his dad or whatever. And now we're at dinner, and the girls carry out the hot dogs and beans. They're all sitting down and like making jokes about eating beans. And as that happens, like they're here like fartings. It's like, and
I'm
like,
laughing at farts right now.
Who
am I?
Wasted. Ketryn's 3 p.m. drunk right now, so this movie is going to be real funny to her.
Ooh, it's so funny.
Don't judge us.
I love farts.
And they're all, but then like Nan is kind of like, huh? Like, and then it's like they sit a little further, and she's like, and it was like a whoopee cushion on her chair, but they're all cracking up. And then Biff like sits down, and the back of his chair like kind of breaks in, and he falls backwards and does like a little like fall. It was like a trick chair, a little loop-de-loop.
Went down a little loophole.
That chair broke. He went right down a loophole.
He sure did.
And Muffy's at the head of the table, and she's like very fancy, obviously. Like she her bangs, she has bangs, and then like curly
I can
hair,
see this bitch.
And I think maybe like pearls and fancy.
I can see this 80s money for sure.
But she kind of is just like fancy. She kind of like smiles, and it's just like like she's, you know, playing St. April Fool's tricks on everyone because she had set this all up. So now it's nighttime, and someone is outside drinking and like howling at the moon, and
literally howling at the moon.
Like, ow!
Okay.
I believe it's Skip, because now that I think about it, I don't recall him sitting at the dinner table.
Gotcha.
We cut back to the dinner table, and they're talking. Someone starts bringing up like, oh, I wonder how like the first mate is doing, and then it gets real awkward and silent. And they're like, okay, let's change the subject. And someone says, well, old Harvey Hal has it all figured out, because I'm sure it was just like, I'm going to this school.
And that's Savannah, Georgia?
Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
So anyone else know what they're doing after graduation? Silence.
Yeah.
And someone is like, look at us. We're the future, and no one knows what they want to do. And Kit says, well, Rob does. He's going to medical school.
Rob, good on ya.
And Rob's like, I don't want to talk about it. And he gets like real weird, and she's like, no. And they're like, it's cool. Like, and he's just like, I just want to talk about it. And like, she kind of keeps pushing it. And he's like, because my counselor said, forget it. He said I have good grades, but I lack the seriousness that they look for.
Do not let anyone tell you can't do what you want to do.
I know, Rob.
Oh my God.
You got this.
Do not let.
But then Biff goes, mine said that too.
If I listened to everybody that told me I couldn't be an actor, well, at this point, they'd be somewhat correct, but I don't believe it forever.
Who told you that? I will fight them.
So many people.
Really?
Yeah.
They're stupid.
Thank you.
So then Muffy brings out a tray of sparkling rosé.
Ooh.
And hands everyone a little glass.
I like this Muffy bitch. I like hanging out with money.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
And Nan does a toast, and she says, you like this. Cherish the friends you make in college, because they'll be the friends you cherish most for the rest of your life.
Oh,
here's to us.
I'm very drunk.
Ketryn's crying. I'll save. Ketryn's crying. I'll save that for our Cinq trip this year. But it was like a sweet, nice toast. And then Muffy, for some reason, they're like, Muffy, you want to add to it? And then she like does this amazing quote, like of just also about friendship, but like just this, I didn't even pretend to try to like
I love that.
write it down and tell it because
because Jenna's
beautiful.
Our friend Jenna's character that she played in Uncommon Women was named
called
Muffy.
I know. When I first started writing down Muffy or hearing that, I've got used to it now. But like, so we'll just tell the tale that the reason that Cinq became Cinq is because the 5 of us were in a play together, and it was called
just happened to be cast together.
Yeah, and like we were all like, theater's not like huge, so we all like knew each other, and like you and Anna were really good friends. I think Kristen and Jenna were maybe friends.
They were really
then.
good friends, yeah, because they were the sorority Cinq.
Yeah, they were sorority. I was just drunk hanging out with frat guys.
Yeah.
And sometimes theater people. I was just living my life.
Kim was the lone wolf.
I'm a wild child living my life. Anyway, so we were all cast in this play, and it was called Uncommon Women and Others. And ironically, the plot is basically best friends from college getting together later in life
After college, yeah.
So they like meet they like get together as adults. It's been a really long time. One of the women's character name is Muffy.
Yeah.
So it does remind us a lot of Cinq and college. I love you, Jenna. And yeah, and then so it like flashes back to them in college and like things they went through and stuff. So it's really sweet. It's a really good play actually by
It is a
Wendy
really good play.
Wasserstein, I believe.
Wasserman.
Wendy Wasser something.
Wendy Wasser something.
So anyway, that's why Muffy especially makes Ketryn cry, besides her amazing quotes on friendship.
I love it.
And so she's like, may our hearts run over and our friendships be forever. And they all cheers and they go to drink their drinks and they all spill all over them because
they're Kim?
And Muffy says, April Fools. Trick cups. Got them again.
How do you
Zing.
do trick cups?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a movie. Movie magic. So now it's later and we're upstairs. Muffy is showing Mary O'Reilly O'Shea Nikki her bedroom. And I think like Nikki's like Barbie doll had like a bridal gown on it or whatever. And so she makes a joke. She's like, oh, is this the bridal suite? And she's like, I'm sure I'll find a use for it. And then she kind of gets a little serious with Muffy and she says, I know that you were with Biff before me. And Muffy's just like, I mean, he's sweet, but he only has 2 expressions, collar up and collar down, which will come out later.
Okay. But he's referring to his polo shirt?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
And Nikki says, you always seem to get there first, but this time Chaz is mine, okay?
Whoa.
So they're very
claiming her territory.
incestuous friend group.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
Yeah. It happens.
Been there. So now Hal is in his bedroom. He's smoking his cigar and kind of like talking to himself like as if he's talking to Muffy and like hitting on her slightly. Just being like, Muffy, look, I mean, this is why we should be together. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, but also your money. I mean, hello. Then we cut to another room and Chaz is in there and then Biff walks in and it turns out like they've been assigned to share the same room.
Okay.
And then so they start making like jokes about them dating and things like that. And cut back to Hal, good old boy Hal.
Sure.
And he opens his closet and there's a news article inside and it says 6 die in a fog. And then he opens like a drawer to put his clothes in and it says teens killed in fiery accident. A woman lives in crash. And like lots of things are like circled in red on it.
Oh no.
And as he's looking at that, Chaz like pops in the door and there's like an awkward stare between them. And Chaz is just like, wrong room. And so he leaves.
Okay.
And then as he's in the hallway, we hear a pop and it cuts back to good old boy Hal and like the cigar had blown up in his face.
Oh, geez. Oh, because it was a trick cigar.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
So we're really...
Because it's April
You're
Fool's.
seeing what's happening here.
All right.
You're picking up what I'm putting down a little bit?
Lots of jokes.
Got it. So then Mary O'Reilly Nikki goes to wash her face and the water...
Actually, I am going to have him put a compilation together just so we're clear because you're just topping yourself every time.
I mean, it's hard to put all those words together.
It is.
Over and over again.
But you
constantly.
keep trying.
I'm going to keep doing it. I won't give up on you, girl.
I know you won't.
I'm here for you.
All right. Keep going.
She turns on the sink to wash her face and then it just sprays directly out at her. So that's like what's happening in her room.
Maybe
Now,
I do like pranks.
at least 3 p.m. drunk Ketryn does.
She's into it.
Now Biff opens his medicine cabinet and there's a fucking like heroin needle and
What?
accoutrement in there. Then Nikki opens one of her drawers, Mario Rayo Shileo Nikki, and there's like chains, like S&M kind of chains, like up in there.
Oh my.
And now cut back to Biff. He goes to leave the room and the door handle comes off. Classic.
April Fools.
Oh, and then now we're at Rob and Kit's room.
Okay.
And there's a painting on the wall and the eyes in it. It's like a guy's face, basically.
Yeah.
And like the eyes are moving back and forth in between it.
What was that?
What is that? That's your baby velociraptor?
Baby velociraptor.
Right, I haven't done that in so long.
I know. It's been quite some time.
Glad we did it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Immortalized forever.
The eyes are moving back and forth.
Got it.
But it's clearly like the eyeballs are cut out.
Right.
So
and
something's
it's
behind
eyeballs.
it. And something. So Rob goes up, takes the painting off. What's behind it? Question number one.
A question. What's behind the painting? Well, you said something's behind it. Mm-hmm. It's the mannequin from the beginning with moving eyeballs.
That's a really good guess.
Oh, but it's wrong?
But it's wrong.
Fuck.
It's one of those cat clocks.
Oh.
That the tail swings and the eyeballs move back and forth.
Nice. Okay. Fair enough.
And no reason for you to specifically get it, but like
Sure.
that's just one thing that does that.
Yeah.
And you love cats. So.
I do love cats.
Thought I'd give it a shot. Cut to, we hear a baby crying. We're in Nan's room now. She comes out of the bathroom. She looks in the closet, hearing this baby crying. And then she opens like another cabinet shelf thing, and there's like a recorder in there with a baby crying.
April Fools.
So now cut to Muffy, and she's turning off the lights downstairs. Back to Rob and Kit. They're getting into bed now. And Kit is like, are you still angry with me for like bringing up that thing in front of everybody about like college and stuff, or about medical school?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not angry at you. I'm just angry. And they get into bed, and he turns off the light, like the side table light. Mm-hmm. And then another one across the room another light across the room turns on.
Oh.
So then he gets up.
Oh, April Fools.
And he turns off that light, and then the ceiling light goes on.
Turns on.
And then he turns off, and he gets up, turns out, and then like the side table comes back on. And then so he like reaches in and like has to pull out the light bulb.
I'm sort of getting.
You're getting
like
what's happening.
Yeah, it's like a lot of April Fool's jokes.
That's what's
got
happening.
It. Got it.
So
got
that's why it's called April Fool's Day.
Yeah. I'm catching on.
And so Kit just starts like cracking up, and then he kind of starts laughing, and they like laugh together, and they're cute. And so now Muffy, our girl Muffy St. John, is walking down the hall to her bedroom, and bam, Biff is there outside her room.
What's up, Biff?
And he seems like maybe a little drunky or something, because he's like, Muffy. And she's just like, do you know what time it is? And he's just like, kind of starts to like hug her a little bit. And she's like, I like want you to watch just this one scene, because her reaction is so funny, because she's just like, she's kind of just like smiling, and he's just hugging, and he's like, and she's just like, like she just squeals a little bit.
That's funny. I bet you could find it.
It's like just like the funniest reaction of just being like, and kind of pushes him away like gently, and is like, good night, and goes into her room.
That seems realistic for the 80s.
Super realistic. And now Biff is kind of like in the hallway listening to the other doors.
Creeper.
Pops his collar up.
Oh, collar up.
And then walks into one room. It's Chaz and Nikki, Mario Rayo Shileo Nikki, fucking on a bed. Ooh. And like arms and legs are everywhere. Ooh. Like they're like arm leg sandwiched.
They're playing Stretch Twister.
They're playing Stretch Twister with his dick.
Yeah.
And then he's like, whoop, and closes the door, and he goes back to his room and like just pulls out like a porn magazine.
Sure.
And pops his collar again, sits on a chair, and the chair falls backwards. So now we get back to outside, and it is Skip out there. Mm-hmm. He's drunk.
And howling at the moon?
Yeah.
Great.
He's not doing well.
Okay.
And so he's just wandering around. So from the house, it's connected to its own boat dock.
Okay.
That has like a boathouse. Obviously, there's no boat there. because the cop took it. So he's kind of wandering, but it's like this big wooden stairwell down to the, like out in like a wooded area, down the big wooden stairs out into the boat dock. And so he's kind of wandering down the steps out into the dock. He's like whistling and he's just wandering around, and he like walks into like the boathouse, and it's super dark in there. And he's just like, hello? And there's a little creak. And he's like, who's there? And he pulls out a switchblade, and then meow! A cat like jumps on him, and he's just like, oh, hi, kitty. Okay, phew. And then he like pulls out his lighter. He lights it. Someone grabs him from behind.
No.
Cut to morning time. Hal is out on some balcony, awkwardly working out. Barely. Nikki has no bra on, but just like an unbuttoned shirt kind of thing, and is just like stretching out the window. Oh, come on. And they like are just like meet each other's eye, and he's like, morning. And she's like, it's just very 80s, but fun. So Kit and Rob walk into the kitchen, and Muffy is there, but she has like crazy hair. Like it's as if she had curly hair that's been brushed out, and like her bangs are like not done. Like her just bangs like are back, and it's just like crazy frizzy hair.
Yeah.
And she's like hunched over, like cooking something on the stove.
Oh no.
Like it's just like weird, like not the person we've seen basically.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, I was just hungry. I must look a mess. And she like runs out of the kitchen, and like she runs up the stairs and bumps into Biff, and he's like, morning. And she says, oh, I forgot to get dressed, and runs upstairs.
What a weirdo. What a weirdo.
Yeah. And so Biff like goes in the kitchen and is like, who made her night? What?
Oh, Lord.
So now it's daytime. We're outside. People are playing soccer. It's like daytime, you know. And someone says, where's Skip? And someone else says, oh, depends like what he's on or something. Like, I don't know. And so they're like not real worried about it or anything. Nan is kind of sitting out, of course, reading her books and studying and things.
What a drip.
And, you know, she's waiting for Muffy. And she actually sees now Muffy like across the way, like in the other direction, like carrying something and like walking by herself. And so she runs over, but then like can't find her anywhere. So cut to Rob and Kit. They're kind of like walking down the boat dock steps, the wooden steps. And Rob is just like, you know, I just feel like I'm going nowhere. And he's like, maybe it's crazy investing this much time in me, and like just like bummered out about him and his life. And,
it is never crazy to invest time in you.
He was saying that to her.
Oh, well, regardless, he sounds like a really good person.
But also invest time in yourself, everyone.
Exactly.
You know, and he's just, you know, and she's kind of funny because she's like, you know, she's like, you're right. Yeah. You're the worst. Correct. You're such a jerk. And they walk into the boathouse, and she's just like, yeah. And they're both in the boathouse now. And then she starts like taking her hair down and laying down a towel. And she's like, come here, baby. And then it's like sexy time, and they're all like kissy. And they lay down on the towel, and through the little holes in between the wooden boards, something floats underneath them, and it's Skip's body. No! And they're like, ah! And they get up and run out, and like Rob is like, Skip, you son of a bitch. They run back to everyone else, and they're all like, have you seen Skip? Have you seen Skip? Has anyone seen Skip? And like Rob and Kit are like, well, he looked dead unless he was joking.
Oh, fuck, because it's fucking April Fool's. This is why I don't like pranks.
And they're like, has anyone seen him since last night? And everyone's like, no. So question number 2, what do they do? What do you do?
They saw his body floating underneath.
Yeah, it was like on a board of some sort, like that kind of floated by.
Well, I'm going to go to where I saw that, and I'm going to go inspect whatever I saw. And I think that
who's doing this with you? Or are you doing it by yourself?
I think
who's doing what?
Well, I am somehow seeing myself as Kit.
Sure.
So I think that's
a good choice.
Yeah, me and Rob are going to go. And also Ket and Eric are also going to go see if it's the body. We're going to inspect the body first, or where the body came from, and try to find.
So you're saying Rob and Kit do this,
and
Kit, you and Eric?
Yes, exactly.
I was like, what's happening right now?
And then we're going to go on a double date together.
Okay, got it. So, okay. I'll give you a point for that.
Oh, thanks.
This is
What
another
else
one
could they
where
have possibly done?
well, so the guys go start looking for Skip just around the property.
Oh, okay.
So Muffy happens to like walk up then at that moment and she's like, what's happening? Is something wrong? And the guys now are like looking through like Farsi stuff and they find his Skip's switchblade.
Uh-oh.
And they're kind of talking, being like, fuck, like, do you think it was the guy from the ferry?
Like the captain or the
one,
first mate?
One of them. Yeah,
they're, like,
because they're like
pissed
fucking
that-
pissed
yeah.
that they broke his face. So they keep looking though. And now Muffy's in the kitchen and she has like that basket she was carrying that has like, I don't even know, potatoes or fruit or something. And she's like washing it, but being like really weird.
How's her hair?
It's still frizzy.
Still cray. Okay.
Frizzy. Nan pops out and is like, I know why you're avoiding me. And she starts like crying and like freaking out. And she's like, how did you find out? Was it one of his friends? And Muffy's just like, what? And Nana's like, you mean the tape just appeared out of thin air? She's like, I thought you wanted to be friends. And then we kind of see that right outside the kitchen is like a back stairway and Hal Harvey, Southern Gent, happens to be standing there like overhearing everything they're saying.
Okay.
Cut now to Biff in the woods. He's alone. The boys have kind of split up. So like Biff, Chaz, and Rob have each gone looking separately. So Biff is in the woods.
First of all, you should stay together.
I know.
But we can't all be fucking amazing survivors like us.
Exactly. Come on. Okay. So Biff is in the woods and he has like kind of just a big pointy stick with him that he picked up from somewhere. And he's like, Skip. And he hears a little crack. Skip. And it's like crackle, crackle. And he's like slowly kind of looking around in the same place. And he's like, then we see that there's a snake kind of like at his feet.
An actual snake?
An actual snake. And there's like more like rustling. And he's like, Skip. And then he steps and he's trapped. Foot in a trap. What? His foot is in a trap. It pulls him all the way up. So now he's upside down. No. And now the snake is like, he's swinging back and forth. And the snake is like nipping at him. No. Like, nip, trying to bite him, but he's swinging back and forth because his foot is in a trap.
This is why I don't like pranks.
Then we see a shoe, like someone walk up and they kick the snake aside. And then it's just on Biff's face. He looks up and sees who it is. And he's just like, makes a weird sound. Cut to Nan, outside alone, sad, crying, angry.
Poor Nan.
I don't know. She's got feelings. She's alone, sitting on a bench by herself.
Sure.
Out in her own little land.
Her
Back to the house now.
Nan land.
Nan land. In the house. So now on the porch, Kit and Mary, Shirley, Ray, and Nikki, we're waiting. Rob comes up from one direction. Chaz comes up from another direction. And they're like, no Skip. We couldn't find Skip. And then they're like, wait, where's Biff?
Biff's gone now, too.
And they're like, shit.
We're losing people left and right. We're losing Biffs. We're losing Skips.
Question number 3.
Yeah.
What do they do?
Fuck.
And what do you do?
I feel like these people are a little dumb. Like, I'm not happy about them splitting up to look for people. So I think that that's what they're going to do again. They're going to go split up to fucking look for Biff now. What do I do? There are 2 people missing. Am I in 1986?
You sure are, girl.
Okay. I was trying to find a little loophole there. Go down a little loophole.
What am
I actually going to do? Okay. I am going to look for them, but I am not going to go alone. I'm going to set up partners, and I'm probably going to set up boy-girl partners to go look. And I'm probably going to arm one with first aid stuff, like some just very general first aid stuff, and then the other one with some sort of defense something or other, and have them go look for these 2 people. but I'm not going to send anyone off alone, and I'm not going to send them off without stuff. But I think these people just kind of split up and freak out.
I'm going to give you no points.
Are you kidding me?
Because your girl Kit says, okay, it's time to call the police.
She calls up, wow, all right. She called an early police.
Muffy comes out of like the kitchen, something. She comes out, she's like holding flowers, and she's just like, well, Constable Porter has an office at his house. And she like at this point looks like methy, kind of like she's just like pale and dark
like
circles.
An anxious meth addict ghost.
Anxious meth addict ghost.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, who wants tea? And they're like, what the fuck?
No one.
And she's like, it'll calm your nerves. So we're inside now, and Rob is calling and
calling the cops.
Okay. He's just on a phone and like circle dialing.
So he's dialing for about 25 minutes. Yeah. Got it.
And he listens for a little bit, nothing. And then he calls again, and then just like hangs up again, and then calls again. Like something's not happening there. Mm-hmm. Muffy then comes in with like carrying all the teas. Oh, God. Just like boxes of tea. She's like, I didn't know what people would want, and so I brought them out.
Muff.
And she's like, have you been able to reach the constable? And Kit is like, we haven't been able to get through to the mainland yet.
Oh, shit.
So
I was for living on a deserted island, and now I'm not for living on a deserted island.
It's rough. So now Kit turns on the water, and just like brown comes out.
Oh, no.
And Muffy's just like, oh, no, the main. She's like, it's probably broken. And so Kit's like, wait, now we have no water? And Muffy's like, it happens sometimes. But she's like, we still have the well outside.
What? Okay.
So Mario, Rayo, Shiley, Nikki, and Hal go to the well. Or they say they're going to go to the well. And Muffy, they're still like in the kitchen talking about it. But Muffy is like wringing her hands. It's just like so weird acting. And she's like, I'm not worried about Skip and Biff. They're probably playing some stupid trick. So
you seem unwell.
And now Hal and Mary, Rayo, Shiley, Nikki are at the well. And Hal's just like, I'll take care of it. I have more experience. And
in what?
And she's like, you mean back home on the farm?
Yeah.
And he's like, I know you think I'm a hick, but I'd like to change your mind. And she's like, why? And he says, because I'd really like to plow your field.
How?
And she's just like, draw me some water.
Back to the drawing board is more like it, Hal. Oh, Lord.
So she's like sitting on the ground with her back against the well. He's got the bucket, and he like drops it in, and it falls all the way in. And he's like, fuck, the rope must have been like rotten or something. Mm-hmm. So he's like, well, I can't like see down. And she's like, oh, here's the flashlight. She reaches up behind her basically with it, and then accidentally drops that in too.
Fucking Nikki, O'Reilly, O'Shea, O'Mary. God.
So the bucket's in the water at the bottom. The flashlight's in the water at the bottom.
These fucking assholes.
They look down and they're like, oh, it looks like there's like rungs all down the side.
Uh-oh.
Number 4. What do they do? What do you do?
What I do is absolutely not climb down those rungs in the well. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find some other bucket and some other rope to lower it down like a fucking normal human being. They are going to climb down those rungs like derms.
Do you want a bonus point for who goes down?
Hal. Fucking Hal. Don't I get a bonus point?
You get a point for you and a point for what they do, but you don't get a bonus point.
It's fucking Nikki, O'Reilly, O'Mary, O'Ireland?
So they're like... Basically, Mary O'Ireland, Nikki is like, there's rungs down the side, so get a move on. And Hal's like, no, I'm not going down there. And so she's like, fine. She fucking goes in, girl. That's it. She's like, psh, fine by me.
All right.
So she's climbing down the rungs, and at one point she slips and then grabs back on. And she's like, I'm fine. She's holding onto the rung, and then the rung falls off the wall, and she falls down into the water.
No.
She's now in the water, and then a head pops up next to her.
It's Biff.
A head. She's freaking out. And then Hal is up top just being like, help. And Nikki tries to like grab another rung that's like close to her, and it falls off too.
No.
And now another body pops up, and this
What?
looks like a woman. And so now, question number 5. What do they do and what do you do?
Jesus fuck. Okay. I am going to try the other rungs for sure. Like, I'm not going to just assume that the other rungs are going to pop off the wall. I'm going to try and climb up the rungs. If the rungs don't work, I'm going to tell Hal to call the police for help. Oh, but he can't call because we already just tried that. I'm going to tell Hal.
You don't have to be Mario, Rayo, Shiley, or Nikki in this. Like, it's kind of like, what do they do as a team?
She's going to send.
What does each person do? I guess maybe you can do that.
She's going to keep trying to climb up away from the bodies, and Hal is going to go try and get help from the other people.
Okay.
And I am going to do the same. So, like, one of them is going to keep trying to get up the well, and I'm going to tell the other one to go get help. And the help that I'm going to have them get is like Muffy or somebody. Like, we need to find something to get Nikki out of the well.
I'm going to give you a point for you.
Okay.
Hal climbs down in after her.
You fucking idiot. Why? Never.
And he kind of gets to like right above her, and he's like reaching in and like grabs her hand and then like gets her. So it actually did work out for them.
Okay.
But yeah, he reaches in and brings her back up.
Okay.
Cut to in the house, just at like the kitchen table, like Mario, Rayo, Shiley, Nikki is just like
freaked.
Like laying against a table, and like Kit's just kind of rubbing her back. And Nikki's just like, it's all because of the fairy. And Kit's like, it's okay. Like, they were outside and we're inside, so we're safe. So,
I don't know if that logic checks out.
Now Hal is like, Muffy, where do you keep your guns? And Muffy's like, guns? We don't keep guns in this house. And then the phone rings.
So the phone's back on.
The phone rings. It's Constable Porter Potty.
Hi.
And Rob answers. And he's like, basically, Biff and Skip and Nan are missing.
Yeah.
And
wait, Biff, Skip. Oh, Nan is missing?
Yeah, I guess we haven't seen her either, apparently.
Okay. All right, Biff, Skip, Nan.
Because now it's like everyone's in the kitchen, but she's not there.
She's not there.
I guess we never like discussed that she's not. Oh, no, her body floated up next to.
Oh, she was the woman body.
We think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's when I realized that I was like, oh, it looks like a woman. And then he says Nan is missing, or Nan are dead, I guess.
Got it. All right.
I guess they know they're dead now, actually.
Great.
Heads and bodies.
Heads and bodies.
And they are like, it had to have been first mate guy, da-da-da-da. Constable Porter Potty says, that's not possible. I'm at the hospital right now visiting the first mate.
No.
And so we're not hearing anything Constable Porter Potty's saying. We're just watching Rob talk on the phone.
Okay.
And so then he says, with Muffy, Rob says, what are you saying? All right. Okay. Well, okay. Just please get here. Okay. He hangs up and he's like, he's on his way. He said to wait here and stay together. And they're like, what about the ferryman? And he's like, it wasn't him. They've been together all day.
Shit.
He said that he's on his way on a boat. He'll send a flare when he gets to the dock outside. And then we go as a group to meet him there.
As a group, people.
We just wait. So here's who's left. Rob and Kit. Our dream team couple.
Yeah.
Hal Harvey from the Southern Gent.
Yep.
Mary O'Shea O'Reilly O'Nicky. Chaz, camera guy, and Muffy.
So we only have 5 people. Did I count that right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Who is the 6th?
The couple is.
Okay.
A couple are 2 people.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So, question number 6. What do they do next, and what do you do next?
What I would do is say nobody is leaving this room. We're staying in this room. If somebody needs something, we will go together to, whatever the fuck. If we need more tea. And wait for the fucking Constable Porter Potty.
You said in case you need more tea?
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Oh, we're all going to go get tea together.
I mean, I feel you. I'm really loving this tea.
I know. I love my tea guy. So they're going to stay in the room. I think that this is going to cause a little bit of cabin fever, and they're going to start accusing each other of shit. But I also want to know what Rob, I want to ask, I think they try to ask Rob, like, what did the constable say on the phone? Like, what was the phone conversation? But I think that this creates a riff and they start fighting and accusing each other. Yay!
Point for you. So they start locking doors and windows around the house, completely separated. And I was like,
is a terrible idea. Terrible idea.
We literally just said, stay together.
Stay together.
Just no sense.
And I'm assuming it's a big house.
Big house.
Terrible idea.
Of course.
You lose.
It's like their own island house, basically.
You lose.
So Kit is up in the study office library area.
No, get out of there.
And she sees a picture on the desk, and it's like 2 little kids from back in the day.
Okay.
Standing next to each other.
All right.
Just like smiling at the camera. And they look very similar. But now Muffy walks in and she says, this is my father's study. And Kit's like, oh, it's just locking the windows. And Muffy just stares at her and is like, sometimes with tides, it can take somebody all night to get here from the mainland. And even then, sometimes they don't make it. And then she turns and leaves.
Muff?
So now Hal is in his room. He grabs a revolver out of his suitcase and puts it in the back of his pants and like covers it with his vest.
Okay.
So we go down to the living room.
I condone this.
And someone is like, what's taking so long? And so in the living room are our friend Hal, Mary O'Reilly, Shiley Nikki, her boy Chaz, and Kit.
Okay.
And they're kind of like, aren't we supposed to be staying together? Which I'm like, yeah, but you all just did not do that. So why are you even talking about it now?
Yeah.
And Kit says, well, Rob is out back checking doors.
No, get back in here.
And something about Muffy. And then Mary O'Reilly, Shiley Nikki is like, Muffy's been so weird today.
Yes.
And she's like, those nurse shoes. I mean, crepe soles. What?
Nurse shoes?
I don't know. She's wearing like very frumpy clothing kind of too.
That doesn't sound like the Muff I know.
And then Hal says, she was arguing with Nan earlier, something about an abortion. Because he was on the stairway when they were fighting.
Shit.
Then Mary O'Reilly, Shiley Nikki says, well, I found something in my room too. And it was that S&M. She like pulls out another like S&M belt thing. And then Hal says, hey, well, Chaz, what did you find? And then Chaz and Hal kind of start to get into a little bit now, like a little bit what we were saying. And Chaz was just like, nothing. I stayed with Mary O'Reilly, Shiley Nikki.
Yeah.
Like, what about you? And he's like, remember when I came into your room last night and you were all just like jumpy and being weird? And Hal's like, nothing. I mean, it was just some newspaper clippings about a car accident.
Oh, right.
And Chaz was like, oh, nothing personal in there? Huh? And Hal was like, no. I mean, who hasn't been in a car accident? And Chaz is just like, I haven't.
Yeah.
And then Rob walks in. And then Mary O'Reilly, Shiley, and Nikki is just like, how did Muffy know about all these things? And Kit is just like, stop it. And she's like, last night we're all talking about like friendships till the end of time and shit. And now we're suggesting that Muffy would do this kind of thing. And then we realized that like Muffy had just kind of walked in and was like, kind of hearing that.
Oh no.
And Muff is like, I'm going upstairs. And they're like, no, we should stay together. And she says, this is my home. I'll be in my room.
Muff, don't.
So she goes upstairs. And now Mary O'Reilly, Shiley Nikki is like, she does have a point. We're getting on each other's nerves. And kind of like gets up. And Hal is kind of like, all right, I mean, as long as we stay in shouting distance. So Nikki and Chaz go upstairs.
It's like these people have like literally never watched a horror movie.
Hal says that will just like keep watch on the stairs. And then Rob says he's going somewhere in the house.
What?
Where, question number 7, where does Rob go?
Somewhere in the house?
Another room in the house.
Is it somewhere we've been?
No.
Oh.
It's just a room in a house.
He's going to go.
That you would never want to go to.
The basement.
He says, I'm just going to give you a clue because you're probably going to, but he's like, I think I'll see the constable better from there.
The attic? It was going to be the attic or the basement. I mean, those are the two places you don't want to fucking go.
I'll
the
give you
attic
half
or the
a point.
basement. Yeah, half a point's fair.
Since my clues actually help you get the answer as compared to yours that are like, make it more of a twist.
No, the last episode I gave you a clue that helped you.
I don't recall.
It was about the phone.
I don't recall.
Fuck off.
I really don't. I don't know what you're talking about. Black it out
like, no,
immediately.
I really don't recall.
I black it out immediately. So he's going to the attic. So, but now we see Muffy. We're cutting to Muffy. She walks into her room and sits on the bed. We see Hal. He's now sitting on the stairs. And Mary Oreo Shiley Nikki is in her room and she's like packing her bag furiously.
Sure.
And her and Chaz are arguing and she's like, I'm leaving. I cannot stay here. And he's like, where are you going to go? And
you gonna fucking swim?
She's
back?
like, there's no, and she literally says that. He's like, what are you gonna do? There's nothing. She's like, then I'll swim back.
No.
She's like, 3 people are dead. And he's just like, look, everything's gonna be okay. Like, we just, need to stay together. And then he starts like picking up the S&M masks that are like in her room and he starts like playing with them and putting them on.
Not
so
the time.
Puts one on that's like, because he's just trying to like kind of make her joke and like, or make her
laugh
and like chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
And so he puts on one of those ones that's like a full face mask, basically, and kind of lays down on the bed and is like, come and get it, Nikki. She leaves the room.
Yeah.
And then like comes back later carrying a bunch of clothes that I guess she had like grabbed from somewhere else.
Right.
And Chaz is still laying in that exact position and he has his hands kind of over like his crotch.
Uh-huh.
And he has the mask on. And she's like, very subtle. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Rip my clothes off? Forget it. No response.
Oh, no.
And she's like, can you take that thing and shove it right back in your pants? And she's like, Chaz, come on, just say something. And she swipes his hands and his bloody pants.
No.
Bloody dick area.
Bloody dick area.
And then the door behind her starts to close. She turns around and sees and swallows. Like, she's like, The killer's and then cut to Kit and Rob. They're going up to the attic. For some reason. I don't recall lights being an issue, but they have a flashlight and nothing else. There seems to be no lights. They don't try.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not discussed.
Maybe there's no lights in the attic?
It's weird though, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know.
There's lights in other parts of the house.
Yeah.
Anyway, they get up to the top. He looks out the window. She's like, do you see him? And he's like, no, but maybe he doesn't have the light on or something. And then Rob says, he said something else about Muffy.
What? What did he say?
He said not to trust anyone. No one should be left alone with just one other person. And he said, especially not Muffy.
I knew it.
But Kit's like, that's ridiculous. But
is it?
And Rob, is like, well, he's known her longer than we have, And so they're kind of looking around and Kit's like, wait, what's that?
What?
And she has the flashlight and she sees something on the ground in the corner. It's the Barbie dolls.
Oh no.
And
okay.
Kit's like, she's been up here. And she gets closer and 4 of them are like sitting up against a wall.
Uh-huh.
There's a bowl of water that has 3 of them in it.
In it, like the well.
And then what looks like a bed, 2 bloody ones on that.
It's Bloody Dick and Nikki O'Reilly O'Mary O'Shea.
All of a sudden, outside, there's a flare that shoots up.
Oh no.
And they're like, let's go. So they run out of the attic. Rob, somehow they end up separating because Rob's looking for Hal and Kit goes looking for Mary O'Reilly O'Shea Nikki.
Stop. Why do people keep...
And her door is locked. Nikki's door is locked.
Uh-huh.
So now she goes into Biff/Chaz's room. It's empty. It's dark. Again, she doesn't try the lights. I don't know why. As she's looking around, the door slowly closes behind her.
Oh, no.
She goes to get the handle.
It falls off.
It comes off.
Shit.
So she slowly walks
April Fools.
She slowly walks to the bathroom door. I wrote lights? Question mark?
Why? Why
she
are they
goes
not trying
in,
lights?
and I guess that's one of those bathrooms that connects to the other room, kind of thing.
Sure.
And then Rob comes in, and he's like, "I can't find Hal." And Kit says, "I can't find anyone." And she's like, "Nikki's door is locked." So they go out back to the hallway.
Break that shit down.
Rob like tries the handle, opens it. Uh-oh. And she's like, "I swear it was locked before." They open it, blood everywhere. And Rob's like, "Let's go." And Kit's like, "But wait, Muffy, and I have to get Muffy. She's my friend." And so she goes to Muffy's door, and it like opens a little, but it's like stuck, kind of like. And she's like pushing on it, and she keeps pushing and it's stuck and she pushes. Hal's body is hanging.
No.
Hanging behind the door. Question number 8. Where do they go now and where do you go?
Outside towards the flare. I'm going to get away, both of us. I'm going to get away from closed and lockable doors, but I'm also going to arm myself with kitchen knives or some shit. The end.
They run outside.
Kim, we need to figure this out because
What specifically, Ketryn? What's your problem?
Well,
what's
Kit
going on
is
in that
talking
brain?
about like she's my friend, I have to save her. But it's like,
Right.
what if you're Muffied? Like at what point? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
there's
at
a
what
thin
point,
line between saving ourselves and saving our friends, Trip.
Shit. What are we gonna do? How long do I need to look for you? And how long do you need to look for me?
I mean...
Well, first of all, no, wait a minute. I would have never let you out of my sight. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
I would have never let you out of my sight.
This is
so
true.
This is all a moot point.
I mean, I think we can make a pact here and now that unless we know for a fact that the other is aliened or possessed or is a ghost, that we will try to look for each other.
Yeah. But also, like, we avoid all of this.
Yeah. I
If
mean,
we
we
just
just
don't
stay together
separate.
100%.
Yeah, that's it. Done. Problem
Done.
solved. I can move on.
All right. I guess you're coming on my honeymoon.
Yep, sure am.
So they run outside. They run down the steps to the dock. It's quiet.
Okay.
And they're like, Constable Porter Potter, where are you?
They saw a flare, though, right? Like
They saw
out
a
from
flare
the water?
for sure.
Okay.
And there's a boat there,
Okay. But no Constable
but
Porter
no
Potty.
one's on it.
Fuck.
So now they're looking around, and Kit's like, maybe he went back up to the house already. And now Rob goes to the boathouse, and he like gets to the handle, and Kit's like, don't go in there.
Don't.
Question number 9. Does he go in?
No. Oh, yes. He goes in. Yes.
Incorrect.
What?
He
doesn't?
listens to Kit, and he's like, okay, I won't.
Good man. Good man.
He doesn't. And
I knew he was an Eric.
And he's like, I mean, if there's another flare, maybe we can signal. So he like, the boat isn't like up against the deck necessarily. Like it has to like pull it in with the rope. So he like pulls it over. He gets into the boat and he's like, shit, there's no key in here.
Fuck.
So they're kind of like looking through the boat and Kit's like, wait, look. And she finds like, there's like a letter like right on the top of like the steering wheel area.
A written letter?
I don't know. It's
No. I was thinking like a scarlet letter or a
no,
written
it's
letter.
a fucking piece of paper.
Okay, got it.
I never saw it with my own eyeballs.
Okay.
It's a piece of paper, and it says it's from the state hospital.
Uh-oh.
And it says,
Shit.
please be advised, patient hasn't returned to custody and is believed to be attempting to return home to your jurisdiction. If encountered, exercise extreme caution. Miss St. John has been a patient here for 3 years and is still considered unstable and extremely dangerous.
What?
And Kit's like, Muffy hasn't been in an institution for 3 years. She's been at Vassar. But Rob's like, okay, well, we got to get this boat started. How? Question number 10. What do they do? What do you do?
Well, I guess I need to know how to hotwire a boat now. Because
I'll give you one hint. This has been discussed. The answer has been mentioned in this story already.
They look for a new flare. They look for a new flare.
It was a while ago, but
yeah. Oh, it was a while ago that it was mentioned. You're saying somebody. You said something about what they might do.
100%.
Fuck me. See, these are the ones that kill me.
I know.
Because I'm just like, I don't fucking know what I remember.
I know, it's hard. It's funny because when I'm watching the movie, I know immediately. Like, I'm just like, oh, it's the...
Right.
But listening to it all, you're just like, I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah. I think it's also because we're both visual learners.
Yeah.
So we're trying to train. So, okay. I'm going to start with what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I am going to get into that boat and look for a flare. I feel like that was the first thing that I would do. And then, like, how far away are we from the mainland?
As far as a ferry takes you?
Can I see the mainland?
Probably. They could see the island from the main, from the deck of the ferry deck.
I feel like my first priority is going to be to get the fuck out of there. So I think it's like a little speedboat, right? I believe that speedboats have emergency oars. So I think I'm going to get those out, and me and Eric are just going to start fucking paddling towards the mainland. Like, I need to go get help. I need to deal. What did they do? I'm stumped. Tell me. Oh no. Kim, it finally happened. Everything has fallen to the ground.
All my drinks fell over. Turns out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is too many.
Too many for Kim's little special drink table.
Okay. I'll give you a point for you. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
And I
like,
agree
I just
that
can't
that's probably
fucking be bothered.
a thing.
Like, let's not try and figure it out. Let's get off the fucking island first.
So there's no key in the boat.
Right.
Where are the keys?
In the
They're on
boat.
a board in the kitchen.
And on a board in the kitchen. Right. Back at the
because
house. It's their boat. Because Constable Portapotty took their boat.
Yep.
That is the part that I wasn't connecting.
Right.
That it was their boat, not... Okay.
It's their boat.
Yeah.
There's a key in the kitchen, on a board in the kitchen, back at the house.
Yeah.
And Kit is like, I can't go back up there.
Of course you can't.
But Rob is like, we gotta fucking go. Like, we have no choice.
Yeah.
They're stuck on this island.
Right.
So now they're kind of back up towards the house, but they're peeking through the bushes at the house.
Sure.
You know? And Kit says, look, all the doors have been closed.
Who did it? I mean, I know who did it.
And they're looking around. And Rob says, that's how we're going in. Question 11.
Fuck.
How?
They're looking around. All the doors are closed.
Mm-hmm. This is also something that's been mentioned.
Fuck me. Okay. There was somewhere that Hal was standing where he was listening to a conversation and couldn't be seen.
It was a stairwell.
It was a stairwell. Does he go in that way? Do they go in that way? I don't remember.
No.
Okay.
There is that basement window that is
she propped
open
God
with a little
damn it.
piece of wood.
Mother.
So they climb through the window.
Through the window.
It's dark as fuck, but they still have that flashlight.
I'm disappointed in myself.
It's okay. There's creaking kind of above them a little bit, and they are like, fuck, what's that? They look down. There's a blood trail on the floor.
Oh, no.
They follow it to... It's funny. I wrote down this term because I couldn't think of what it's called. And then you used the actual term in your last movie telling. And like, as you said it, I was like, that's the word in my head.
I think I remember you smiling behind your fence, your microphone
you
fence.
saw my eyes smile.
And I almost, what was it?
Furnace.
Furnace. I was wondering why you were laughing at the word furnace. I get it
I
now.
wrote fire oven thing. But there it is more of like that kind of old-timey fire oven furnace-y thing. Because they open it and Muffy's clothes are inside.
Oh dear.
And Rob's like, I don't get it. And they keep looking around and they're like, fuck, what's that?
What?
On the wall is like those lines of like when you're a little kid and it's like your height and your age and your height and your age and your height and your age, you know? And so it has like Muffy and it's like all of her little height and
a twin.
Buffy.
Muffy and Buffy! Oh, shit!
And Kit goes, the picture of the girls that I saw in the study.
It's Muffy and Buffy.
The letter. She is a twin sister named fucking Buffy.
Buffy was at Vassar. Muffy was in the asylum.
And so
I guess it could be either. Yeah.
But as she's saying all this, Rob is just kind of staring behind her. And she's like, what? And she turns around. That painting that had been in their room.
It's eyeballs.
Is now there with some eyeballs that are not moving, but eyeballs through the holes for sure.
Buffy.
And he like grabs like, I don't know, something like he arms himself with something, a stick or something. And he's like, pull it away. And she's like, I'm not fucking pulling it away. And he's like, pull it away. And so she grabs the painting and pulls. Muffy's dead head falls into her hands.
Yep.
And now the window shuts and someone, Muffy / Buffy, is outside hammering it with a nail. Hammering the window shut.
No.
Question number 12. Where do they go and where do you go?
I can't believe it, but I feel like they're going to have to go up the stairs because they're locked in the fucking basement. Oh, wait, can I ask a question?
Yep.
What was where was Muffy Buffy? Like, what was behind that painting?
Muffy's head.
But what kind of hole? Like,
kind of hole?
Was the painting hanging on the wall, flush with the wall?
I don't know.
I'm asking if there's a passage behind the painting. Okay. Then I have to go up the stairs. Or no. Maybe No, Muffy Buffy's right out there. I'm going to arm myself with some basement stuff. I feel like there's some basement stuff in there. I'm really torn between breaking the glass in the window. Oh, there's a mannequin down there. What's that mannequin for? She was playing with the mannequin. I'm going to break the window and go out that way. And they're going to go up the stairs. I'm going to hide. Wait till Muffy Buffy goes away. Right. And then break the window and go out. Okay.
I'm giving you a point for them.
Okay.
Because they do go up the stairs. I'm not going to give you a point for you because you're still fucked outside then.
Right.
Like you're back in the same situation you were before
I think I'm
this
more
all
just
started.
Like, in my brain, I feel, and this is something that we should probably think about if we're ever being serial killed. I feel like being in the open space where you can like see what's around. Like I feel like a house has too many places to hide. You know what I'm saying? And I still want to
hear
get
you,
in
but
that
like they're
boat
stuck
and
on an
row
island
away.
and like
Yeah. Okay. All right. I still just want to row
like
away.
in our brains there's the row situation, but we're gonna assume in the movie it doesn't exist basically.
Gotcha.
Otherwise they probably would have done that in the first place. So they run upstairs to the kitchen. They're looking now fucking everywhere for this fucking keyboard.
Yeah.
And they're like, where the fuck is it? And then bam, Buffy's standing outside the doorway.
Oh no.
And she's just like shaking the handle. The handle's locked, but it's just like she's just staring in and like shaking the handle. And they're like looking around like, damn it, where the fuck is it? And now Buffy shoves a knife through like the little slit in the door. You know what I mean? To try to like move it up and unlock the door. Yeah. Now Rob opens a door that's like probably the pantry kind of thing, and he sees the fucking keyboard. So he goes inside, but then the door closes behind him.
Oh no.
And in that exact moment, Buffy gets in the kitchen.
Muffy Buffy.
And so now Rob tries to open the door. He's locked in the fucking pantry. Fuck. And Kit is like, fuck. And Buffy's like holding a knife, a big fucking huge ass knife at her.
Shit.
And she's just like kind of like backing up like through the house.
Yeah.
And so now they're in the dining room and she like runs to one side of the dining room. Buffy jumps on top of the table.
Shit.
And Kit's just like, you don't have to do this. Like you can stop now. It's okay. You know?
April Fool's. Good joke.
Yeah. She's just like, you know, and then Rob is just like yelling from the pantry being like, Kit, run, Kit. I love you. Run. Oh. And Kit is just like, please. And she's like backed up against a wall now in the dining room. And it's like one of those like walls that like, it's actually like a doorway that like slides to the side kind of thing. But she's like up against it. Buffy raises the knife and stabs the wall next to her head. And so Kit like slides to the side, opens the door and into the other room. The lights are on there and she freezes. Everyone is sitting in there alive.
April Fools.
And chilling. Everyone. Mario, Rayo, Shiley, Nikki, Chaz, Hal, Nan, Biff, Skip, Constable Porter Potty.
Oh, fuck.
And the captain. Kit turns. She looks back at Buffy, who's still standing there. She looks back at everyone else. And Buffy walks in the room and she starts to smile. And Kit just fucking stares at her. And then Buffy stabs like the knife into her hand and the end of the knife kind of folds in.
Right.
It's a trick knife. And Kit is just like, ha, fucking ha. Like, oh, really funny, you guys. Ha, ha, ha. Fuck you.
Yes.
And everyone just starts cracking up and clapping. And now cut to Rob, who's in the pantry, screaming, Kit, I love you. Kit, I love you. I love you. And someone taps him on the shoulder. He turns, and it's the first mate with his face all like bashed in and his eyeball falling out. And he says, I love you too, babe. Rob like punches him and screams. cuts back to where everyone is, and they're like, 1, 2, 3, April Fools.
What?
Cut back to the pantry. The first mate peels his wound off, basically. That's like makeup, and then just sticks it to Rob's face and opens the door. And Rob kind of just falls out of the door, and he's like still kind of he's just like screaming a little bit. He's like, ah, and he falls down and he kind of trips, and he's like, Kit, and he's like running through the house, and then he gets to the living room, and everyone is just laughing hysterically.
What? I don't like pranks. I did not see this coming at all.
I know.
At all. I know. I'm so mad. I also feel like a piece of spaghetti that just got boiled. This whole time I was like stick straight and so about to break, and now I'm a wiggly piece of spaghetti. I'm so mad. I'm so relieved. And now I'm mad again. I fuck pranks.
So
I'm so mad.
Everyone is like settled a bit. Muffy's kind of like addressing everyone. She's like, you guys are such good sports. I love you all. Like, thank you for being such good sports. And Rob's just like, oh yeah, sure. You're welcome anytime. And Muffy's like, you two are the best. You figured it all out. The clues, they really worked. And he's like, clues? And Kit's just like, what is this fucking all about? And please don't say April Fools. And Muffy says, it's a script for a weekend special. It's going to help me keep the house. She's like, next month, I get the house as mother's inheritance, but only if I can prove to my father that I can like carry it with like the taxes and the expenses, et cetera, et cetera. And she says, otherwise he'll sell it. So I'm making it into a country inn that specializes in once in a lifetime whodunit weekend. And I needed a rehearsal.
Okay, bitch.
So Rob's like, so everyone was in on it? And Mario, Rayo, Shiloh, Nikki's just like, no. We all got sucked in. So Muffy was like, once you were killed off, then everybody had to cooperate. She's like, or it wouldn't have worked. And Rob's just like, so there's no crazy twin Buffy? And Muffy says, well, there's a crazy twin, all right, but his name's not Buffy. What's his name? Question number 13. His name is?
Skip. Shit.
And they're all like, what? You're his brother? You're her brother?
Yeah.
He's your sister? What, brother? Brother, sister? Your brother and sister? And they're like, bastard, you were in on it too. And he's like, no, only the setup. He's like, she said I had to be her cousin. But he's like, but I had no idea what would happen on the fucking boat or to the first mate. And then we look at the first mate and she says, this is makeup artist, blah, blah, blah. Excellent, extraordinaire, da, 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 da. And he opens like a box up with like fake heads and shit like that. And she's like, I just had to like send him pictures of you. And he like made them all up for me.
What the
fuck,
Muff?
And then they're like, so I guess this guy isn't the police either. And Muffy's like, meet my Uncle Frank St. John. And then immediately Hal is like, oh, hi, sir. Nice to meet you. Hi.
Fucking Hal, calm down.
In the St. John family. And that guy's like, how'd I do? He's like, then the captain is like, how'd I do? I've never done acting before. And Muffy says, this is our regular ferryman. I thought he was up to the challenge. And Rob says, you're lucky. You could have gotten killed. And Muff's just like, I mean, I nearly did with Hal. And who could have known about the snake out in the woods with Biff?
Oh, shit. The snake.
So that was like an accident. But she's like, but paying guests will like know what they're in for and it won't be so extreme, et cetera, et cetera. And she's like, I know some of the clues fake clues were taken a little too seriously. And she's like, I am sorry about that.
Yeah.
And she's like, but we had fun. And she gives everyone a bottle of champagne, like their own bottle of champagne. And Biff's like, fun. He's like, I almost crapped my pants out in the woods. And the captain says, almost. I was there. And Chaz looks at him and says, Biff, you browned your trousers? And Uncle St. John says, they'll be out of the dryer soon. And then they all laugh and they start popping champagne and the music starts and they're like, Mama told you shouldn't come. Bum, bum, dun, dun. And they're all like laughing and dancing and they're like playing with the fake heads and like pouring champagne down them and like dumping champagne on Muffy. And it's like, 80s party. So we got to later and we're inside a bedroom and the door is shut and that noose is still kind of hanging there. And so Muffy like comes in and she like stumbles in, like she's clearly drunk and she like sees the noose and takes it down.
I feel
she's
concerned.
like drinking her champagne and like closes the door, but like almost slams it, like because she's like definitely a little drunk. She's like, "Ooh, ooh." And she turns around and there's a present on her bed.
Oh no.
And she picks it up and she shakes it. She opens it. It's a box. She opens the box and inside is a Jack in the Box.
Uh-oh.
It's a newer one, not like that little jacked up one from downstairs. She drinks her champagne and she slowly starts turning it. So it's like clink, 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 clink. Stops, shakes it a little, puts it down, picks it back up again. She turns, clink, clink, clink. A clown pops up. Bam! Someone grabs her head. Nan comes behind her and slits her throat.
Oh
And
no.
fucking Muffy's just like screaming and like, ah, ah, ah. And Nan looks at her and smiles. And Muffy stops. She's holding her neck. It's fake. She can breathe. She can breathe. It was fake blood and a fake knife. Nan kisses her on the cheek and says, April Fools.
The fuck? What the fuck?
And then we just camera on that little Jack in the Box clown and we zoom in on it and it gives a little wink.
What
Credits.
the fuck did you just do? What?
Wasn't
the
that so
fuck?
much fun?
What the fuck?
So much
Kim,
fun.
I was really trying to solve some murders.
I know, girl.
You tricked me.
I know. That was hard too because I was just like, fuck, I don't know what to do for any of her answers. I was like, we'll just play it as if it's real and that will be how you survive. But
Kim, I'm mad at you. I don't like
it
pranks.
wasn't my idea. Blame Muffy. Muffy St. John.
You're in on it. I'm mad.
I'm just Mario Rayo Shiley Nikki. I just
How many points do I
got
get?
looped in. Let's see.
Gimme. Hey guys, this is Kat.
And Kim.
And we just want to let you know about our brand new Patreon we just launched. You can find us at www.kimandkatstayalive.com.
And you'll also find merch on there. Check out our merch store and follow us on social media at kksampodcast. We love you. Bye. Okay.
How many did I get?
This one's interesting because actually everyone stayed alive.
Fuck me.
It's like at one point, almost everyone died.
Yes.
And then you realize that actually everyone stayed alive.
And I feel like I said dead for everybody.
So out of 32 points, you got 18 and a half.
That is abysmal. So mad.
The worst.
Okay, just for shits, let's pretend it was real. How many dead or alives were there?
11.
And how many would I have gotten right if people had actually died?
So if we're saying that the people that would have lived would have been Kit,
Rob, Muffy, Muffy.
Well, no, because Muffy died. Muffy's head fell on her.
Oh, right. So just, okay.
So
Yeah,
we
Muffy
don't know.
died.
So we're
Yeah,
basically,
we don't know that
Buffy was a character that wasn't end up.
So Rob, Kit, the first mate and the captain, and Porta Potty. That's it.
But it's hard to say. We kind of assume that they're dead too, or at least like the
Oh,
at least the cop
boat.
I would say is
Yeah.
dead,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So if that was dead, so it would have been 1, 2, 4. You actually would have done worse in that
Oh,
case. I
shit.
think. Wait, no.
Then
I
never
think I'm-
mind. Never mind. Forget it.
I think I'm counting it wrong though. It's confusing.
It's too yeah, no, that's really confusing. That was really good.
Wasn't that so fun?
I feel like that's the first horror movie that we've done where like it isn't a horror movie at the end. Meaning like it's all
like it's all just been
it's
for
all
fun.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was really good.
Wasn't it fun?
I'm so mad at myself.
I get excited when they're just like fun slasher things that are, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just really fun.
Do you know what a fucking dick I am? I hate pranks. I love playing pranks on people.
Oh, I see.
But they're never, I never want to like make anyone like feel bad. Well, except for that time that I made you think no one liked your birthday. But I wasn't the only one in on that. I wasn't the only one in on that. Yeah.
I didn't feel like no one liked my birthday. I felt like no one liked me as a person.
Yeah, no, that was what we were going for.
All of my best friends hated me.
That was what we were going for.
Well,
for sure.
You nailed it.
April Fools.
Great, thanks.
December 5th Fools. That was great.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, that was awesome. April Fools, everybody. Anything else?
I think that's it. I hope everyone had a great April Fool's Day and didn't get too tricked.
Yeah, don't be mean.
I hope you stayed alive, and please subscribe, please rate, please review on iTunes,
Please
and
patron.
Please join our Patreon.
Yeah.
We've got some cool extras on there.
Yeah.
That are happening.
This has been Kim Ket Stay Alive.
Maybe.
So until next time.
Stay alive.
April Fools! Bye. Bye.
My name is Mary O'Reilly O'Shea. Mary O'Reilly O'Shea O'Nicky. Mary O'Reilly O'Shea O'Nicky.
Yeah, I got it.
Mary O'Reilly O'Shea O'Nicky. Hello, my name is Mary O'Reilly O'Toole O'Shea. Mary O'Reilly O'Shea Nicky. Mary O'Reilly O'Nicky. Mary O'Reilly O'Shea. Mary O'Reilly O'Shea O'Nicky is, Mary O'Reilly O'Nicky is like Mary O'Reilly O'Shea O'Nicky. Mary O'Reilly O'Shea O'Nicky. And Mary O'Reilly O'Shea O'Nicky is, I'm just Mary O'Reilly O'Shea O'Nicky. I'm just Mary O'Shea O'Reilly who fucks on a first date.